Tennessee, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Indianapolis, Indiana, Jacksonville, Florida, New York, also Hampton, Virginia, and Kansas City, Missouri, home of the 2026 FIDA World Cup soccer matches this summer in Kansas City, Missouri. We're going to launch with some Missouri Chamber of Commerce for April the 11th, 2026. My name is Ira Folks, your host and creator, along with Elder Lai. How you doing, Ria? Fine. And that's all good to hear, sir. And Brother Scott.
Too blessed to be distressed.
Well, Scott, with this weather we've been having out here, it's kind of hard to be stressed. It's sinus time of the year, for lack of a better description.
There you go.
And also, we'll be joined by Chuck DeBow and also by Deneen Buzzer later on in the program. But right now, we want to thank you for you listening live broadcasting. We are broadcasting live on PrearsandUSAHotTalkRadio.com, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Instagram from the beautiful Woodson Terrace in St. Louis County, St. Louis City, and Arnold, Missouri. And first of all, we want to say thank you so much for making launching the Missouri Chamber of Commerce a part of your life, part of your weekends since 2015. Every Saturday between 1 and 3 p.m. at Central Standard Time. And also we are rebroadcast Sundays and Wednesdays also at 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Without further ado, we will have prayer with Elder Allen Lyles, who's the pastor of the Waldorf Bible Chapel Church, located at 5547 Linden Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri, 63120. And we have a very special message today from Pastor Allen Lyles, who's the pastor of the Waldorf Bible Chapel Church, located at 5547 Linden Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri, 63120. Say this 3 times. You do a prayer with Elder Allen Lyles, pastor of Waldorf Bible Chapel Church, located at 5547 Linden Avenue, North St. Louis, and Waldorf. So, Rev, what do you have for us today, sir?
The lesson today
We gotta get our prayer in.
is on the word. Let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your wonderful gospel, how that Christ died for our sin, was buried and rose again. I continue to believe it to the saving of the soul. Continue to make heaven your home before you sleep and after you sleep. Heavenly Father, we give such great thanks for such a great salvation. And Heavenly Father, we continue to thank you that you woke us up this morning. You didn't have to, but you did. And most of all, that people continue to believe the gospel before it's ever too late. And I believe in the death, the burial, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ so they can go to heaven when they go to sleep. And Heavenly Father, we just ask that you bless this wonderful fellowship with you this afternoon. In Jesus' most precious name, amen.
Thank you. That was a very needed prayer. Thank you very much, Elder Lyles. Thank you, sir.
My topic it's a simple topic. It said how, H-O-W.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good thing to say now, Real. Great.
Now, let's go to Amos.
Okay.
The 3rd chapter and verse 3.
Amos 3. Okay. You hear my Bible? My fingers on the back of my pages here. Okay, I got it, Amos.
You got it?
Yes, sir.
In the title on this 3rd chapter, it said the relation of Israel to God. And then verse 3 says, can two walk together except they be agreed?
And that's kind of hard to. No, that's a good one there, Red. Rebecca read it.
See, people don't know that in order for something to work out, people have to be in agreement. They're not in agreement.
What chapter is that now?
3rd chapter of Amos,
Okay.
and verse 3.
Verse 3. Okay, got you.
See, if you're not in agreement, it's not gonna work.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that is so powerful, that whole. I'm sorry, go ahead.
The next one is Proverbs.
Okay.
The 18th chapter of Proverbs and verse 24.
Okay, do it again. Verse what now?
Verse 24.
So what chapter?
18.
Okay. Verse 24.
As someone who is always
Here you go, yeah.
And 1824 says this: a man that has friends must show himself friendly. And there is a friend that's sticking closer than a brother.
Amen.
Same chapter proverb, but verse 22.
Okay.
And verse 22 said, whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and obtaineth favor of the Lord.
Okay.
Okay, now we're going to go to 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter.
First Corinthians 7.
Yeah, the 7th chapter of 1 Corinthians.
There, okay. Got First Corinthians 7:20.
And we're going to read from verse 1 through 40.
Okay.
The first verse starts off like this. It's talking about the different types of marriages. One is talking about when a person gets divorced, two saved people together. It's said about two saved people together, then one saved and one is saved and one not saved. As I read, you just pay attention to what's being said. 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter, verse 1. It said, now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. That's why I started off with that. It's a whoso finding a wife finding a good thing and obtain favor of the Lord, then he's not in sin. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, let every woman have her own husband, let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband. The wife has not power of her own body, but the husband. And likewise also the husband had not power of his own body, but the wife. Defraud ye not one the other, except it be with consent for a time, that you may give yourself to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency. But I speak this by permission and not of commandment. For I would that all men were even as I am myself, but every man hath his proper gift of God, one after this manner and another after that. I said, therefore, to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they abide, even as I. But if they cannot contain, let them marry. But it's better to marry than to burn. And unto the married I command, yet not I, but the Lord. let not the wife depart from her husband. And if she depart, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her husband, and let not the husband put away his wife. But to the rest speak I, not the Lord, if any brother hath a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. And the woman which hath the husband that believeth not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy. But if the unbeliever depart, let him depart. A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases, for God had called us to peace. For what knowest thou, O wife, whether thou shouldst save thy husband? Or how knowest thou, O man, whether thou shouldst save thy wife? As God has distributed to every man, as the Lord had called every one, so let him walk. And so ordain I in all churches. Is any man called being circumcised, let him not become uncircumcised. Is any called in uncircumcision, let him not be circumcised. Circumcision is nothing, and uncircumcision is nothing, but the keeping of the commandment of God. Let every man abide in the same calling wherein he was called. God has no respect of person. Or thou called being a servant, care not for it. But if thou mayest be made free, use it rather. For he that is called in the Lord, being a servant, is the Lord's free man. Likewise, also he that is called, being free, is Christ's servant. Ye are bought with a price. Be not ye the servants of men. Brethren, let every man, wherein he is called, wherein abide with God. Now concerning virgins, I have no commandment of the Lord, that I give my judgment as one that hath obtained mercy of the Lord to be faithful. Suppose therefore that this is good for the present distress. I said that it is good for a man so to be. Or thou bound unto a wife, seek not to be loose. Or thou loose from a wife, seek not a wife. But, and if thou marry, thou hast not sinned. And if a virgin marry, she had not sinned. Nevertheless, such should have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. But this I said, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none, and they that weep as though they wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. But I would have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried, care for the things that belong to the Lord, how he may please the Lord. But he that is married, care for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife. There is a difference also between a wife and a virgin. The unmarried woman cares for the things of the Lord, that she may be holy both in body and in spirit. But she that is married cares for the things of the world, how she may please her husband. And this I speak for your own profit, not that I may cast a snare upon you, but for that which is comely, and that ye may attend upon the Lord without distraction. But if any man think that he behave himself uncomely toward his virgin, if she passes the flower of her age and needs so require, let him do what he will. He sinneth not, let them marry. Nevertheless, he that standeth steadfast in his heart, having no necessity, but had power over his own will, and had so decreed in his heart that he will keep his virgin, do it well. So then he that giveth her in marriage, do it well. But he that giveth her not in marriage, do it better. The wife is bound by the law as long as her husband liveth. But if her husband be dead, she is at liberty to be married to whom she will, only in the law. But she is happy if she so abide after my judgment, and I think also that I have the Spirit of God. Amen.
That's the reading of the scripture.
You're breaking up, Ira.
Okay, hold on a second. Oh, wow. I was saying the powerful message that just brought forth there. Explaining, I see this word explaining not too lightly, what is expected of a wife and a husband.
Amen. And there's one more hour that I got to read.
Go right ahead.
It's about a warning and request.
Okay.
The warning and request is in the 13th chapter of Hebrews 25. I will complete this lesson.
13th chapter of Hebrew. Hold on 1 second. Let me get there. Chapter of Hebrew. Okay, got you there. And okay, what verse?
The whole chapter.
Okay.
1 to 25.
Okay, go ahead.
It said, let brotherly love continue. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, but thereby some have entertained angels unaware. Remember them that are in bonds, which suffer adversity, themselves also in the body. Marriage is honorable in all, undefiled. But whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge. Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such thing as ye have. For he has said, I will never leave thee, nor forsake thee. So that we may boldly say, the Lord is my helper, and I will not fear what man should do unto me. Remember them, the rule over you, who have spoken unto you the word of God, whose faith followed, considering the end of their conversation. Jesus Christ the same yesterday and today and forever. Carried about with divers and strange doctrines. A good thing that the heart be established with grace, which have not profit them that have been occupied therein. We have an altar. They have no right to eat, for the bodies of those beasts into the sanctuary by the high priest for sin without the camp. Jesus also, he might sanctify the people with his own blood, suffer. Let us go forth therefore unto him without the camp. For here have we no continuing city, but we seek one to come. By him, therefore let us offer the sacrifice of praise to God continually, of our lips giving thanks to his name. but to do good and to communicate, forget not. Such sacrifices God's well pleased. Obey them that have the rule over you.
You're breaking up, Brother Allen.
Huh?
You're breaking up, brother.
Oh, okay. Is it better?
Yeah.
Yes. Obey them that have the rule over you, and submit yourselves for your soul as they that must give account, that they may do it with joy and not with grief. It is unprofitable for us, for we trust we have a good conscience, in all things willing to live honestly. But I beseech you to do this, that I may be restored to you the sooner. And the God of peace brought again from the dead our Lord Jesus, had great shepherd of the sheep, blood of the everlasting covenant, perfect in every good work to do his will, working in you, and is well pleasing in his sight, Jesus Christ, to whom be glory forever and ever. Amen. I beseech you, brethren, suffer the word. I have written a letter unto you in few words. Know ye that our brother Timothy is set at liberty, with whom, if he comes shortly, I see you, that have the rule over you, and all the saints. They'll Italy salute you. Grace be with you all. Amen. May Lord have blessing to the reader and hearer of his word.
Yes, sir. I think Elder Niles, that was a beautiful lesson. Not just a prayer, but a beautiful lesson that you have brought to us today. And you couldn't get any clearer about what is being said here. And what is being said here, in the first reading was about how we come together with our wives, how we come together, how we know we're meant to be. And then it comes here, okay, he breaks it down further how we can get along, spiritually with people around us.
Amen.
And they are all very powerful. That's matter of fact, very, very powerful, without a shadow of a doubt. There are a lot of things that we need to do that we're not actually doing right now. Okay, but one thing for sure, he's willing to teach us. And that's why I can say here, okay, that what you're doing today was actually, what somebody said, teach real well. Today you was teaching.
Amen.
I mean, and like I said, some people say, Ray Charles to see this, understand this, okay. As a matter of fact, I think Ray Charles was married. Am I right, Scott?
What's that?
Ray Charles was married. I said, I think he was married.
I think he was married, yes.
Yeah, right.
I'm not sure, though. I could check it real quick.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I think he was, I mean, so being a blind man, he understood the importance, okay, of having a mate in his life, a wife in his life, not just a mate, but a wife in his life. I mean, that's one thing that, you have to appreciate it. Go ahead, Scott.
It looks like he was married twice. Della Beatrice Howard Robinson the first time, and Eileen Williams. Well, the first time was Eileen Williams, and the second was Della Beatrice Howard Robinson.
Okay. So again, even a blind man understands that hey, you need a partner in your life. You still there, Rev?
Huh?
You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, I just was just singing praises, okay, to the message that you brought today. And I just want to say thank you.
Amen.
Reverend Lyles always brings it.
Yeah, yes, And that he brought it today. Thank you, Elder Lyles, for that excellent message, okay, that we received today. How we go about getting along with people, coexisting, for lack of a better description. I think the way we probably could describe that. But anyway, you listen to Ferguson USA, HotTalkRadio.com, launched with Timothy by Chamber of Commerce. My name is Aaron, folks. That's Elder Allen Loud with bibliologist. Yeah, I get it right, real. And
Amen.
also Scott Owens, and we'll be right back. Good afternoon, St. Louis, Missouri, again, and also around the world. And we thank Elder Loud for that beautiful message. Now, remember this time that I'm giving you. This is 7 o'clock, 07.27. What did that mean? That's when history was made yesterday, when the Aramis 2 returned to the Earth after circling the moon. After launching from Florida on April the 1st, the mission was a total success in so many ways, and we just want to thank the families and the loved ones that they have now united back, not together yet, but they're back on Earth. Okay, and it was a beautiful thing to watch take off, and a good thing to just watch what took place. And man had not been to the moon since over 50 years ago. And Scott, it just was amazing to watch all this technology at work and how it works so fine when it works together. And like I said, it was we talked about this last week, but for the first time you had a female as part of the flight, you had a black part of the flight, you had a Canadian citizen, wasn't American. And also we had the captain who was American. So again, we want to say thank them for getting for all that it showed us, and all the teams that was behind them, and Scott, just to watch that thing hit the ocean precisely.
Yep.
Yeah, it was just
at exactly the same time as they predicted as well.
Right, that's what I'm saying, Scott. You could not get more precise, okay? That's why I say, and then, okay, and the ocean is just gigantic. But for them to know the right spot, and thank God that the heat shield worked for us, okay? That there was no problem, excuse me, with them coming back and taking into the universe. And just see that and just watch that, like you said. It picked the right spot for them to be at when it came down, and it came down right there, where they said it would. And at the time they said it would, and it just was a tribute to our technology at NASA, and that they can still do it. And it was just fantastic just to see the pictures of the moon on the dark side, and all the things that get. Like I said, take me along for a space ride. Remember that song, Scott, years ago? I forget who sang it, okay, but it was, this definitely was something that we as Americans had a chance to participate in the world participate in, and we're looking forward, to great things in the future, Scott. This space program is alive and well. And that's the best thing, like you said. precisely at 7:07:27. 7:07:27. You can't get no better than that. Well, right now, here in our country,
Wait a minute. Are you going with yesterday? Because that was April.
Hmm?
That was.
No. 7:07. Okay, with the time that
Yeah.
that it landed. Okay, no. It took off on April 1st.
Right.
And it came back on the 10th, which was yesterday, at 7:07, 7 o'clock.
Right.
7 minutes after 7:27.
Yep.
No, I'm not trying to confuse nobody. Okay, no. It was they gave us a 10-day mission around the moon and back. Okay.
Yep, it was.
And like I said, if you're a space junkie or a science junkie, you know how just to see how the gravity of the Earth pulled things, and it was just amazing. It just amazing. Okay. Now back down here on Earth. Okay. We talked about it, have been talking about this. So okay, this flu outbreak, this is happening. It is for real. Right now, it is occurring in at least 45 states. We have flu cases. In matter of fact, in the United States, these cases are reaching a 25-year high. So right now, please, you see people coughing, step back, get a little social distance there. Or if they continue, okay, just step away. But what we need to do is you got a face mask. I carry a face mask in my pocket all the time, but you never know when somebody's gonna have a coughing or a cough drop to give out to people. But also, the thing that we all can do is wash our hands. And those are things we can teach our children, okay? Do these small things. When kids come home from school, they bring a lot of germs. So the first thing they should do when they get in the house, okay, they should be able to wash those hands, and clean up before they start bringing some diseases into their house. So that's a good thing to have to me when they get home. Wash your hands. We need to add that to our message also, Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Wash your hands when the kids get in or when you get in. Because you touch so many things, you never know who touched it before you. Well, right now, I'm not saying where Scott and I talked about the semantics, okay, but right now there's a ceasefire in effect, that took effect, with Iran, and this after President Trump agreed not to bomb and agreed to open up, and after there was agreement to open up the straits, so ships could pass through, and also this was kind of tricky here, the way things went. Now, Iran and the United States did what they're supposed to have done, but Israel wanted to continue to bomb Lebanon, and this is something that, that now who knows on his own thing here, but I haven't said that. That has been agreed now that everyone is standing down, and plus, somebody got to tell Israel about this, but he said, no, but guess what? There's somewhat peace now, as this peace is holding, right, Scott?
It seems to be.
Right, which is a good thing, okay, because right now, there's negotiations going on. In fact, first of all, there are ships going through the straits now, and in some cases, the person is thinking Iran came out better than people thought they would now, because now they can charge people $2 million or whatever. I'm not sure the figure will be honest, okay, but you have to pay now to go through the straits. Now there's a caveat to this now. Normally you would have paid in American money, but now they're not paying with American currency. Now this is going to have a long-term effect. Because President right now, you got over 800 some ships that's in the backlog waiting to go through there. And so I think 2 or 3 are going through, which, okay, is something that we are proud to have done. And that's it right now. J.B. Vance, our Vice President, is headed to Pakistan. He's already in Pakistan, I should say. work on a 10-piece, 10-point a plan for ending the war with Iran. And so they're all in negotiations, and right now we're just praying that things continue to go in a positive way, and that things, that we can not lose no more lives, and that no more people, destroying, no people's, lives, people, property being damaged, people being in the hospital. So we just pray for peace. We always say, well, here, prayers up, blessings down. Now also, we always like to say, politics is all local. We're here in the St. Louis area, like around the country, we got a lot of, I call them data wars, where people want to put in the data centers, and people saying, no, I don't want them. Okay, well, in Festus, Missouri, which is right outside of St. Louis, that's a part that the Missouri Chamber of Commerce is part of the Festus family down there. Well, the Festus Council decided against the wishes. They had some massive turnouts in the here they were having down in Festus. Well, on Tuesday, election time came around, and guess what? People voted out 4 of the council members who were in favor of the data centers. So their votes do count. And also, during that same time now, there's a petition drive now to recall the mayor. And, and also there's a lawsuit underway to block the document that was signed that the mayor said that it couldn't be stopped. Well, right now, the city of Festus, the group that was opposed to the data center, saying they have had alleged to have held illegal meetings had taken place, with the developers of the data centers. So this thing is a long ways from being old. And also, we always say, people say my vote don't count. Well, if you look out in St. George, right now, your councilman, had been defeated. A gentleman by the councilman named Bill Otto lost his seat by just one vote. One vote separated him. Naturally, he's going to request a recount, but this just goes to show you how important one vote can be. Your vote, you can make all the difference in the world. And also, speaking of votes, this is something that I didn't understand at first when he said that Vice President Vance was going to Hungary to meet with Victor Audubon. Well, he was over there campaigning for his re-election because on Sunday, which is tomorrow, they're going to have a vote. And so our Vice President was campaigning, for Audubon, to be re-elected. And also, not only did the United States, President Trump endorsed him for re-election, also Vladimir Putin. So you can't get any better than that when you come to having people that's supporting you in your election. This is like unbelievable. But again, these are the people that support Audubon. So tomorrow we may see if he is re-elected or not. And like I said, people always say politics make fun of bad fellows, and this is one of those right now. So also, in the United States, this is something that should bother us right now. In every country that we have that around the world, we have 192 ambassadors. Now, the ambassadors, are the ones that take care of our embassies in these countries, where we have embassies. So we have ambassadors, to make sure that if you're an American and you go to that country, you have somebody there who can help you get home, make sure our policies are being taken care of. So ambassadorships are very important. But right now, there's 195 ambassador positions, that need to be that need to be filled. When I say that, that's how many there are. But right now, 110 are vacant. Now that's not good, especially as the United States is going to do some different changes here. need to have somebody in that country, okay, that can talk to the leaders of that country on the United States' behalf. And so this is not a good thing here, but it's a fact of life. And also, and that's why, again, we want to kind of make you aware of things like this. And also something that that's taking place, that the United States Labor Secretary, Rory Sanchez Jennifer, she's the Secretary of Labor. And it's just amazing how all of these secretaries, are having marital problems right now in the case here. She has fired, I put it this way, lawsuits have been, there have been at least 3 people who have formally filed workplace discrimination lawsuits alleging a toxic work environment. This was created by her husband, who reported to be molesting, sexual misconduct in office. And this is according to two sources familiar. And we also remember that Ms. Knowles, when she was secretary, that when she was removed, that her husband also was kind of accused of doing some things, and she was working with a gentleman, which is the undersecretary, which was something that took place that was not legal, should have been done. And also something that that is close to all of our hearts right now. Everybody watch television, and so right now there's I can't say it's a debate, but right now the TV stations that we all have, right now the judges have blocked the merger Nexstar and TGNA merger. Now this merger has been extended again. Now that affects a whole lot of TV stations. And here in St. Louis, it would give Nexstar will have control over 3 of our TV stations: Channel 2, Channel 5, and Channel 11. So right now, they have dominance, in our whole market. So we're gonna see how that all plays out. And that's not a good thing, for them to have that much, taking place. And also here in St. Louis, we finally got a superintendent. This superintendent, her name is, Miss Myra Berry. She's administrator, with the school district, been a former teacher. And this time they got somebody that's within the system. So we're praying for her much success, and something that's going to take place, that has been taking place, for the last 18 years. Cinco de Mayo has been here in council here in St. Louis, in May, mainly because you can take that'll be a lot of Hispanics being there, and also there was not a lot of people supporting it this time around. So right now, we hope and pray that everyone's that's you do Cinco de Mayo, do it privately in your home, and make sure everything goes well. And also the number of people seeking jobless benefits claims jumped by 16,000 to 219 for the weekend of April the 4th. She's a lot of people right now. And also the mortgage rates, this was a good one here. It went down briefly. It dropped to 6.37% from 6.46%, according to the Freddie Mac. That was on Thursday. And that's a slight bit of good news. And also, personally here in St. Louis, Missouri, in St. Louis County, a good friend of mine, Ken Gregory, who was the first black St. Louis County police chief, resigned. It would be officially, the 1st of May, when he was appointed police chief in 2022. So we played football together at Southern High School, so I wish him a happy retirement. And also here in St. Louis County and City, carjacking murders continue to increase. And so that's not a good thing. So anyway, you can pray for St. Louis. As a matter of fact, not just St. Louis. This is going on all around the country where these young kids, as a matter of fact, here just recently, a lady got with that a stick and shake, and during the drive-through, somebody shot through the window and killed her, and it went to somebody else. This is crazy. one other thing, in the space flight, they're making plans that they're going to take a copy machine to space. Now, we heard about people having ghost guns, Scott. Well, they're going to, the material that they need, okay, rather than having it turned up in space, they're going to use a copy machine to make the tools they're going to need in space. Innovation. Anyway, excuse me, my name is Aaron Folks. That's Scott Owens. That was Health Allows. And right now we're going to think of making contribution to the Mr. Bubbles. Lunch with the Missouri Chamber of Commerce on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Matter of fact, in St. Louis, it is a beautiful day. We're in spring, it's a spring day, so to speak. But today, we got a matter of fact, I can say one of the men shows I'm standing on that has been a part of St. Louis in so many ways. Dr. John Wright. Dr. Wright, how you doing, sir?
I cannot complain, my brother. Life's been good.
Yeah, you sound like life is good, sir. Matter of fact, first of all, tell the listeners, how old are you, sir?
86.
86. Oh, I can go through so many ways behind them.
86 years, I won't say young, 86 years old.
Well, we're really okay. People who don't know would meet you just listen to you on the phone, okay? You sound great. Anytime we talk, I'm happy to continue your friend and also friend of our program, because also you're a historian, you're an author, you're an educator, and I do mean educator, and you've written several great books about St. Louis history and stuff in so many ways. And I'm just excited to call you a friend and then giving us your time. So now, first of all, let me ask you a question. There are several things. I'm gonna go beyond St. Louis. And involve your expertise here. You saw many wars in your lifetime, okay? I won't go down the list of them. What are your thoughts about the current situation that we're going through with Iran right now?
Well, it's a situation of our own making as a country.
Okay.
We didn't have to be there in its midst.
No.
And we're in a box.
Okay.
It's a matter how do we get out of the box?
Well, yeah, that is the truth.
But our young men being killed.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a grandson now who's been called. He's in the military.
Mm-hmm.
He won't be, by being in the medical division,
Mm-hmm.
he won't be called on the front line. He'll be going. I'm told by his father he'll be going over to Europe to take care of the bodies and the injuries of those who may be injured.
Wow.
But it's still, we didn't have to be here.
No. Matter of fact, I'm still scratching my head, okay? Because in my personal opinion, I didn't see Iran ready to attack this country under no circumstance.
No, everybody says that. except Trump. He thought he could run in there and run out. I call him the chicken hawk.
Well, I had said on the program earlier that he kind of felt after he did what he did down in Venezuela, that this was going to be something similar that he could do in Iran, what he did down there. And anybody that know Iran and Venezuela are different as night and day.
Yeah, he thought he'd run in, run out, stomp his feet, and everybody's going to run. But that doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. I mean, it's sad, but he's a sick man. I have to say it. You know, he's a sick guy.
Well, now a man at 86 years old. Okay, you know that you passed 79 years old, so you've been there before.
You know, it's what he said about soldiers. What do they want to do that for? You. And again, he said, "Well, crazy." He said he talked about soldiers. What's in it for them?
Right.
You know, he talked about soldiers and why they want to die. He got deferment because of foot problems or something, you know?
And guess what?
He can't remember, he can't remember what foot it was on. He got deferred for. You know,
and it's ironic, Dr. Wright, that now he's having feet problems.
He's got big problems.
And I'm saying he's having a problem with his feet now. He has to swell in his ankles.
Oh, well, maybe it's chicken coming home to roost.
In so many ways. In so many ways, but anyway, that was something that, and also I'm coming down the ladder here, okay? Here in Missouri, I was always say on our program that all politics is local. And right now, our legislator, the governor put some money in the budget for higher education, for education of our students and stuff like this. And the legislators, who are all Republicans, by the way, we control our budget here in Missouri. We have House and Senate control as well as the governor. And so they were trying to take out about $50,000, half the budget. They were trying to cut it. And right now, I think our young kids, with AI and all the technology that's coming down the tube, they can get all the education they can get.
Well, when you don't educate your children, you're killing your future.
Yes.
It's an investment for the future, and so we have to do that. And the hustlers, they got theirs, now they say, you got to get yours. But we got to realize it's just not that simple.
No, it's not.
And we force people in the education, then we force them no place to live. We aren't building houses.
No.
We're not building homes, and so as a result of that, we're putting apartment buildings up.
Oh, yeah. Dr. Scott, I remember, Dr. Wright, I remember when I had built my homes up on Delmore. One night I was going to a meeting, and I was looking over, to the south, from, going toward Lindell there. And it just hit me that all these apartment buildings, all down Lindell, where they have multiple, families in that. And so now, and in the back of me, we built a single family home. We should have been building an apartment building.
Yeah.
Because
when you pay $1,400 a month for rent,
jeez.
You don't have enough money to save to buy a home.
No.
Go out in North County, and you have these 4 and 5 room houses, small.
Yes.
But they were affordable homes. After the war, we made sure people could buy a home. Now, we aren't building those type of homes anymore.
No.
And so as a result of that, many of our kids are left out. They're going to be worse off than some of us were when they get grown. I mean, every generation wants the next generation to do better than they did. And So we're making sure they can't go to school, we can't buy a home. It's rough.
Right, and one thing I didn't mention, okay, and I was doing open the program is inflation continues to go up. You know what I'm saying? And like that, and with this war, that and I'm sorry, with this ex-war, and that we went through, gas prices have gone up all over the country and around the world. And it's gonna be a while before they come down.
Oh yeah. It takes a while for things to get all through the system.
Through the system, yes, sir.
And some of the plants are destroyed or messed up. Mm-hmm. And so it's going to take a while to be refurbished. So some people say 3 to 4 years. So it's going to be a while before things settle down. Mm-hmm. And just hopefully we don't get into a worse situation that makes it worse for the whole community and the world. And right now, as you just said, last time you talk about 3 or 4 years. Look at what happened in the tornadoes we had here last year. Last May, in the North St. Louis. We still waiting because the government, which was I felt my person was unfair, in that FEMA has helped states and cities for years. That's what FEMA was created for. But when it came time for St. Louis, to get help, not just St. Louis, people also in North Carolina, they saying, help your own self. We're not going to help you. That's always the rule until it's on your step, You don't need any help till I need some help.
Right.
And so what goes around comes around.
Yeah.
So it's one day, we let things go until it impacts us. And people got to realize it's hatred. It's the Jews now, it's the blacks, it's the Asians. It all depends on who's going to be in the door. Soon as one get out, we got to pick on somebody. I heard on the radio once, a guy said, a white guy, if I'm not better than a nigga, who am I better than? But he got to hate somebody. Yeah.
Well, right now, the Hispanics are in the crosshairs right now. Dr. Wright. First, the country was built on the back of the blacks. Okay, now they were built on the backs of the Hispanics because a lot of the jobs, the housekeeping in the hotels, picking the fruit and stuff, out there, that had to be picked by hand. Like the tomatoes cannot be picked by a machine. You know what I'm saying? Grapes and stuff like that, it got to be hand picked. And so right now, when we're not having, those people out there, the Hispanics out there to actually do the job, the price is going to go up.
We got to help these folks because my son told me there's a family who had the Spanish to fix their roof. Mm-hmm. Once they finished, they gave them the bill. They called the authorities, saying they're undocumented.
So they called ICE on them?
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
no.
I mean...
Oh, no.
Huh?
I said, oh, no, rather than pay, okay, that's the way you're getting out of paying for what they done.
Yeah, but they got to put them on the blacklist.
Yes.
That family needs to be on the blacklist.
Yes.
Ostracized by the community.
That's just total disrespect.
Yeah, we got to put them on the blacklist. So they got a mark on their head, the curse on their head.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I mean, that's downright evil.
It is. It is evil. It's sickness there too.
Yeah, it's sick. It's matter of fact, it's gotten to the point now, and I hear people that were here in St. Louis most recently. One of the things that the ICE is doing now, they are deputizing police departments to work on their behalf. And so what they did here in St. Louis, they sent the police department in Hillsdale, which is a little small town. They had maybe about less than 10 police officers, okay? But they needed the money. And so they went to them, okay, and they had them go to one of the grade schools looking for 3 students. But they were stopped at the door by the school and said, no, you can't come in here. Didn't have any subpoenas, did not have any documentation, but they wanted to come there and just take some kids out of school. Now that traumatized that whole school, Dr. Wright.
Yeah.
Then they'll be the same.
No, but we can stop some of this, and where we can, we need to do it.
Yeah, because this stuff with ICE, is out of control. When the people got killed up in Minnesota, you know what I mean, and then they kind of find out, okay, there's some other people that got shot up in Minnesota, and this time they did an investigation. Found out that the officer that shot the people up there had lied on the police report. And that's why right now, and this is something that should not have happened. The 2 people that got killed in Minneapolis, they are still now refusing to turn over the evidence to the state, who would normally invest in something like this, or even to the local authorities, who have done investigations for years. It's not like they're not capable. But right now, this is like I said, our country is going in the wrong direction.
Oh yeah.
I mean, have you seen our country in such a
well, the one thing I believe we've seen worse. We've gone through segregation.
Okay.
We've gone through lynching.
Yes, we have.
Bodies being burned alive. And we survived.
Yes, we have.
We're going to survive this.
Yes, sir.
And we just have to have faith. It will. It's going to turn. It can't stay this way forever.
No, it can't.
They want all the countries, Trump wants all the non-whites to go. But then that won't last because there's too much work to be. There's not enough white folks to do everything.
Well,
they need help.
Well, I just reported, okay, that the jobless claims, okay, jumped by 16,000 because there's work to be done, but there's nobody to do the work like you just said. And right now there's about almost 220-some thousand people, jobless claims, and they don't want to do the work, okay, that they don't want to go and clean the hotels. They don't want to clean the bathrooms. They don't want to work in the fields. Those are the jobs that's available now. And if also, I have to ask you this, AI is something that, and that's why I'm saying we need to have our education. We need to be educated. But AI is something that has changed the whole world, which, and we knew it would, but not as quick as it has. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, AI, it's artificial intelligence.
Yes, sir.
Well, they say one town is doing it. They elevated the people. They took the jobs. They gave them another job. They preparing them to move up in the system. There's always going to be some jobs that got to retrain people. They can't do all the jobs.
Well, also the jobs that like I said, the jobs that people, they're taking chunks out, not 2,000 or 3,000, but sometimes 8 or half your work staff, is being let go. And those families, okay, will make 6 figures in most cases. And you can't go out here now and find too many 6-figure jobs.
I've got a grandson. His wife is working for the government. She's out of work. She's got a part-time job now. But it's hard for some of these people to find work. And they take pay cuts.
Yeah.
And so it's all because of Trump, DT. Yeah, DT has made it impossible for some folks to survive and live, which is regrettable.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we don't. I mean, maybe from where I stand, I'm using what I'm using an analogy. Okay, if we were in New York City, and we were moving to a skyscraper. You were 86 years old, right?
Yeah.
So you would be on the 86th floor. So I'm on the 77th floor. Scott, how old are you, Scott?
I think I turned 64 this year.
Okay, 64. So Scott would be on a lower floor. So now, if in New York, okay, Scott and I are being blocked by other buildings, so we can't see as far as you can see, Dr. Wright. So I'm using this analogy, okay, that you can see further than we can now. So what are some of your predictions, okay, as we go forward and some change that need to take place?
One thing, eventually it's going to right itself. Things will right itself. It's just, we got to have faith and look, don't give up. Because we've had worse things have happened in this country. We have worse times. And it's a matter of how long can we endure? That's the question. How long can we endure this insanity?
Well, right now, okay, people, and I said this in both parties, right? Democrat and Republican, those are ones that kind of rule our country right now. Saying they're looking forward to the midterms when people get a chance to vote. Like down here in people are unhappy down in Festus. They were unhappy because of the data centers that the elected officials told them they're going to put them in, and people said we don't want it. Well, they brought those people out of office, okay? So now, come November, there's a lot of people going to be up for re-election, okay? And I'm talking about our congressional people in the House and in the Senate. And very little thing has, the House of Representatives has been non-existent. I mean, so I could not see them trying to re-elect. Then I think Republicans right now feel they're in trouble also.
Oh, yeah. But you put dumb leadership in, you got people who can run for office. They promise everything. Donald Trump promised to lower prices. Overnight, it's going to change. It's gotten worse.
Oh, yeah.
You got to look at the people's past history and see what they've done. And don't vote because of what they say they're going to do. Vote for what they didn't do when they had chances. And so we have to be smart electors.
Well, Dr. Wright, let me ask you this, okay? Never in my lifetime has I seen a federal government, back in the day, there were complaints about J. Edgar Hoover, who was running the FBI, and who pretty much was just, had his enemies list. But it was a private list. But our present president right now has an enemies list that's very public, okay, and he's trying to go after everybody that went against him. And our Justice Department is just in total chaos also.
Oh, it's in bad shape, but it too shall right itself. It's going to take time, but it will eventually right itself.
Yeah.
We can't give up hope.
No.
Stop voting and stop being involved. It's the involvement that causes things to change.
Yes, sir. I tell people that all the time. People say, well, I talked to one of my members the other day. He said, well, I didn't vote. He's out of your city also, and then he said he was complaining. I said, no, I don't want to hear that. That you complain about your city. Well, things have changed when I came back from school now. Well, hell, that's been 30 years ago since you got back from school. And now, okay, we're seeing that we can effect change if we want to.
But we have to be involved.
You got to be involved.
Yeah, you can make change. You can get involved and pack things.
Well, really, okay, if just by calling your congressman, your state senator, or your state rep, your alderman, or your mayor, your councilman, or your committee people, let them know. One thing's for sure, like in the case of Memphis, Missouri, okay, they made some changes down there that they took the alderman out and voted for the data centers. And it shocked them, okay, that they took place so quick. They thought they all were going to be safe. But guess what? They got voted out.
Oh yeah.
In fact, I forgot to mention, I was opening up the program, that in Ferguson, Missouri, Ella Jones became the first black female to lead the city of Ferguson. Now we have another black man now who is leading Ferguson now, Mr. Adrian Swapshire, who was a guest on our program this past Saturday. He is now the new elected black mayor of Ferguson, Missouri. So we have had two blacks back to back. Mrs. Jones, Madam Mayor Jones, I should say, she didn't run for re-election, okay, because she wants to run for the county council in the 1st district. So she's going to move up and try to make some changes there. So again, I want to compliment both of them, okay, for their choices in life. But I think Mr. Swapshire, will be a good choice out there. And around the city and around the county, we had a lot of municipalities that had new mayors. So I congratulate them on taking that chance to make a difference in their community.
This hadn't taken long. I remember when I worked in Kinloch, there was a chain across the road going from Kinloch into Ferguson.
Right.
And blacks, Ferguson was a sundown town.
Okay.
And so you take 50, 60 years from that. That happened, I think, in the 50s. They took the chain down. But
did they actually have the chain?
I can show you a picture of the road that went in and it went across. It leads right now. It's a park at the end of that road going to Kinloch.
I've seen that park.
Well, that's the chain went barriers across the road. You couldn't. So it was. Going to Kinloch, there's one road in and one road out. You couldn't go in Ferguson.
Wow.
But they took that down. They had a parade and they took it down. But that happened. But one time you couldn't go into Ferguson.
No, and I had a friend, okay, that grew up in Kinloch, and he bought him a big house in Ferguson, okay, and he was so proud to say that I used to live, and he passed on that, I used to live in Ferguson, in Kinloch now, but look at me now, and he just was so proud. And I didn't understand at first, okay, what he was talking about the sundown town in Ferguson, you know what I'm saying? The fact that he had a big house like the other people in Ferguson did, and he just was a task of him saying, I want to improve myself and go further than my family went.
Yeah, so it changed. This time has changed. I think back when I got into education, when I was in Kinloch, and I was employed to be superintendent there. In the whole United States, there were only 14 black school superintendents.
Out of thousands.
Thousands, yes. Only 14. They started the National Alliance of Black School Superintendents.
Wow.
They became National Alliance Black, because it wasn't enough to do anything, became the National Alliance of Black School Administrators. Still wasn't enough, then became the National Alliance of Black School Educators. But times have changed. You look at North County, I was on the church committee to build housing and blackjack.
Mm-hmm.
That was in the 70s.
Wow.
I remember when I gave a press conference in the plane, the helicopter came in to interview me. Parker Road in Jamestown.
The helicopter?
Helicopter news people came
Oh,
from
okay.
National Press, came in to interview me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was on TV, a friend of mine on a cruise said, John, I was on a boat, and you're on TV.
On national news.
National news about blackjack. And Lawrence K. Roos was our county supervisor,
Yes, yes.
and he said it was for middle income. This time I'm going to put Pruitt Igoe out there. The lies started spreading.
Boy, I read about that, about that in the book, okay, about how they wanted to build, a Pruitt Igoe.
Yeah, that was a lie.
Yeah,
We were going to build all brick. It's brick and frame now because the money dried up. It was going to be all brick, middle income with a few subsidized places. And the lie went out, we were building Pruitt Igoe out there, and there were some folks running for office, lying, saying he's going to stop Pruitt Igoe from coming. But the lies catch up.
Yeah.
We won. We went all the way to the courts.
Well, and also, Dr. Wright, in that same area that you probably talked about, where they built those homes that you're speaking of, they had covenants, okay, that they made some covenants, I should say, after they were built. They kind of precluded blacks from living.
Right? Yeah. But they were ruled unconstitutional. See, I moved on Labadee in 1949.
Mm-hmm. What hundred on that?
4700.
Okay.
There's one block into the exclusion zone.
Okay.
You weren't supposed to go west of Taylor Avenue.
Right. I remember that the house that was sold there, that became
Shelley family.
The Shelley family, yes, sir.
It's a sign still in the yard.
Yes, it is. And by the way, that's when the people out of the way we're talking about, there was redlining going on in St. Louis, and they did not want blacks living in a certain area.
Right.
And what happened, the agent there and the family kept it a secret that the blacks were buying the home. After the home was sold, then it became public that was the case. And then that house became part of a legal lawsuit that defended redlining in St. Louis. Am I right?
Right. They met at the church.
Yes.
Gilbrian Presbyterian Church was the headquarters.
Yes.
For the Marcus Avenue Improvement Association.
Mm-hmm.
I got a copy of the map they drew for that area.
Wow.
Oh man, it was something. Playground segregated, church segregated. Although we was 49, we moved in the area, but we had the playground was such. There used to be a rock quarry.
A rock quarry.
On the Euclid Playground.
Oh, so really that playground that right there on Euclid, between Euclid and 3 there, I think it is.
Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus.
It used to be, they cleaned it out, so the front part was, the back part was the playground, but the back part, the land was still part of the playground. But the rock quarry, black kids could play in the old rock quarry part.
Okay.
But you couldn't play in the regular playground. At first.
Yes, I know they built some homes all around the park there.
Oh yeah. They built on Norwood Square.
Yeah, I was about to say that went further north, okay, in Norwood. Matter of fact, over there in Norwood Square.
Yeah, that used to be a dump. When I moved out, there was a dump when I moved out there. 49, that was a dump. And they didn't solve it Because one of the first, if you go in there now, from Salem Avenue, the one house is torn down, it's a vacant lot.
Yeah.
They didn't fix the ground hard enough. And it caved in, kind of caved in.
I was about to say that it caved in.
Yeah. It sunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cause they were well, on that show there, okay, you know, I know a little bit about engineering, and they didn't do a good test, okay, of the ground before they built on it.
No, it's some nice homes over there.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
They were state of the art, you know, big. You know, as a matter of fact, over there then, the people who lived around the park, okay, and that going down, what's that? Lexington, I want to say it is. The National Lexington, okay, the people that be there would not even close their windows up. You know, they just were like showcases. So they had people, you know, so proud of their homes over there.
That was a nice area. In fact, it's still, now the street I lived on, it's gone to hell. Most of it. That 4700 block.
Oh yeah.
Labadee. Now, Maffett Place is still nice. Northland Place is still nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think Terry is still nice. They had block units and home associations.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now, Dr. Wright, okay, let me ask this question, okay. Being an educator, and I just mentioned earlier on, okay, that the state legislature were trying to take away some funds that would have gone to education, but they couldn't get enough votes to get it done. What are your thoughts now that something that need to be done, you know, to prepare our kids for the future?
Well, we got to make sure it's a couple of stages you got to go. You got to make sure the educators are educated. I say that out of sincerity.
Yeah, no. I agree, because when you said that, okay, I had to reflect that a lot of the educators now in the classrooms, and they can't control the kids, because a lot of them are young educators, and they're kind of forced out the older educators, and now the young educators do not know how to manage their classrooms, for lack of better description. And so that's actually cheating those kids, and they probably passing them okay, without giving them anything to move forward. They're passing them just to be passing them.
Well, you've got a shortage of teachers.
Yes.
And as a result, you've got people who aren't trained, fully trained.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got parents who don't believe in the system. And as a result, their kids take on their attitude. But I think you have to believe, the kids have to believe, and parents have to believe that education is a way out, and they want their kids to be educated.
Well, see, Dr. Wright, right now, you know, that's from when me looking, you know, at my kids and grandkids out of school right now. But it seems like to me, okay, that there's more of an emphasis being put on sports as being the way to get out, to get out your community. And sure, we were highlighting a couple of young kids that had great scores on the, SATs, and I think some of those scores have been, they changing their system around also as we speak. That we don't have, the kids now seeing the education being the path forward, but there's some type of sport. The thing that will get them out, they will get them a better lifestyle.
Well, we don't advertise those who've had it better, who've done but more. You know, when things were segregated, we had a lot of entrepreneurs in our neighborhoods.
Right. I mean, go down Martin Luther King Avenue, which was Eastern back in those days, a natural bridge, down Page, and you had all type of black businesses.
Yeah, people saw a lot of ways that they can, I went to school with the dentist's sons, the doctor's sons, even the coal man, Tumpkin Coal Company. They did funeral home directors. But a lot of people saw opportunity because they went to school with kids. They went to homes with parents that were successful. So we have to believe it, though. I taught special ed when I first got out of school. And the rumor was one special, always special. That's not true. Kids were misdiagnosed. I taught at school when the teacher had the oldest kids in the building. So when the teachers were having problems, a teacher was having problems, you know who kept her room while she went off to learn? My special ed kids. My special ed students. 2 of my girls went up to the room and kept it while she went over to learn how to organize and maintain order.
One of the things I'm proud to say, one of my daughters in the St. Louis Public School System, they have a company that they hire to oversee special education. And my daughter is the administrator for that program. And I will say that she goes in the office at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning time, and she told her husband, "Don't bother me, until after 5 o'clock." Her phone is constantly ringing, and she told she told the program, she told the medical part of the program. You gotta have the professional staff in the for the students. Who needs your nurses, the people like that.
Yeah.
Not the whole program, but for the medical side of the program. And what she's saying, things are gradually improving, but it's the people that's been the problem, more so than the students. And you just said earlier.
It will change.
Yeah.
I used to think my model, Sam Shepard used to be in the Banneker district. Poor area, but kids achieve. You had a system that believed in kids. Jaime Escalante out west built a school. He was traveling all over the country. He had a belief system. He had kids that refused to give up on him. And there's examples throughout. One of my classmates, his wife had kids she's up in New York. She took her whole class to Europe. Took them to Europe.
Wow.
Fundraising thing. They believed in them, and they believed in her, and they achieved.
See, that's something you made a distinction there, that separate a lot of teachers now from the students, and that they believe in each other. They had that trust factor.
Yeah, my wife used to get letters from her former students. She was teaching students who being nurse assistants. Some of them went to school to become nurses. And so she got letters from them. In fact, I'm going up through her stuff now. She passed away. And I'm going through stuff and I'm finding letters students had sent her. When my wife was ill, one of the nursing programs, one of the nurses' assistants was one of my wife's students. And the lady who was on the program said, "Where'd you learn it?" Miss Wright.
Now, was your wife over at home with you in the program? They have a nurse.
No, she's one of the first students admitted to Jewish school, and the first black student. There were 2 of them first, and she was one of them.
Okay.
We set up a scholarship in her name now over the Jewish School of Nursing.
Oh, right now that's BJC.
Yeah. Born Jewish, yeah.
Born Jewish, right? Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I got a copy of a note that's put in the program where she was thanking her wife, the money that's in her wife's name. So So,
let me ask you a question, Dr. Wright. How did that make you feel, okay, to know that the things that your wife did there, that there's a scholarship now in her name, that go on for years, even after you gone on, the helping the black community?
well, I feel good because I have set it up. You know, I put money in that program to fund it. So no, I feel good about it. I wanted to be recognized for what she did.
Mm-hmm. What's the name of it?
Dr. John Wright and Sylvia Henry Wright Scholarship, Family Fellowship.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how can a student access that? Now, what?
Apply.
Okay. Where would they apply at?
Jewish School of Nursing.
Okay.
Yeah, apply.
Okay.
There's a fund in my church, it's up in my wife's name, for interns now.
Okay.
And there's a lady from Kenya who's got it. Got a scholarship program.
Wow. You know, I witnessed my primary the other day, and so she's going to go in, I think for about 2 months, 2 weeks, I should say. But there's a week of travel as well to Afghanistan, to do some medical work over there, some medical teaching. You know, and in these countries right there, and I admire her for that. That she's giving back, okay, naturally, not naturally, okay, but she's came into this country, and trying to give back to where she came from.
We have to. It's up to us. Those of us who've been blessed have to pass it on and help others.
Well, that's one of the things about this program that we created in the day with Wright Chamber of Commerce. The idea, okay, is to let people know that even in crazy bad times, one thing that you can say constant today, okay, you gotta have faith, okay, and that this too shall pass.
You're right, but you gotta be ready.
But you gotta.
When the door opened, when I was in school, they say segregate now, but when the doors open, will you be ready?
That's the key part.
When the door open, will you be ready to step in? It's not going to always be closed. So when the door opens, will you be ready to go in? If you don't get your education, you're unprepared, no matter how hard everybody fight, you won't be able to get in.
And I know, if you're doing the right thing, for lack of a better description, you'll find yourself at the right place at that time. And I tell a lot of people, you always have to be getting a paid position. Volunteering to do stuff goes a long way.
Oh yeah, you don't know who you're gonna run, who you're gonna meet.
Right, who you gonna meet. And it's those places that you are there that you meet these people, okay, and they're the ones that can help pull you up. Not just you by your bootstraps, but somebody got to help you pull them straps. Do bootstraps.
In every job you learn something. When I was in high school, I got a job in the maintenance. When I was in college, I got a job in the maintenance department at 6th Band floor. They didn't have any black salesmen. So I learned how to scrub floors, do them, and clean. And what happened when I got to Kinlock, the custodian was shucking and jiving. And I said, go get the mop and bucket. And I showed me, you know how to do it? Yes, I know how to do it. And I know what is wrong. I used to mop floors, man. He was surprised. He said, he kind of looked surprised,
Well,
I know when you're shucking and jiving.
See, Dr. Wright, I remember when I was first on my first radio station, I got involved with, I ended up becoming the general manager, and people who were on the air, were trying to tell me what they could not do. But they were shocked, okay? I said, I would go into control room and say, just move over, okay? Go sit in that chair and watch me. Do you know how to do this? Yes, I do.
Yeah. Every job you learn, you take away something.
Yes, I do.
It helps you pull things together, you know?
Yes, I say, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
So that's every job. You learn something from it.
Well, you should. Put it this way.
Yeah, you should, yes. It'll
Yes.
help you
A
down the line.
A lot of people, just don't want to improve themselves.
But the world's gonna leave them.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell folks, when the neighborhood I grew up in, you had folks were on the corner when I went to school. They're still on the corner, They died on the corner,
Well,
Don't worry, they'll be there when you get back.
They took great pride in being on the corner. Being on the corner, just, like you said, shucking and jiving, and they made a career of it.
Yeah. They're holding it down.
Yeah,
They make fun of those who tried to get education.
Yeah.
They want you to stay with them on the corner. Going off. They'll be there when you get back.
Right, and when you came back, they were still there.
Yeah, most of them all dead now.
Yeah.
All the guys I grew up with, we were talking, friend of mine, we were talking about all the folks we knew are gone. They're dead.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't have too many friends left, old friends that left, still staying. Some of the women, a few of the women still around, but all the men are gone. They're dead.
Well, I know I went to one of the fairs for Christmas a couple of years ago that some of the alumni had, and there were a few men there, a lot of women there.
Yeah, a lot of women.
A lot of women. Matter of fact,
Guys gone.
In my church, okay, I go to Spirit Church, here in St. Louis, and that where the pastor is, William, and we have a lot of women there. And we have quite a few men, okay, and that's where we created a group called the Locker Room. It was there before I got there, okay, but it's where the men themselves get together, once a week on a call at 5 o'clock in the morning, and they also get together, once a month where we fellowship together. And talk amongst men, because you don't have too many programs where men are trying to sharpen each other, for lack of better description.
Oh, yeah, we're in trouble as a population. We don't take care of ourselves.
No.
We don't worry about our health.
Mm-hmm.
And those who do, you live longer.
You're right.
My father died at 72. He didn't take care of himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to believe I'm 86. And I think about all the people who are old, died young.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't take care of themselves.
Well, so Dr. Wright, at the time, I'm at 77 now, and I'm amazed. I look around. I don't have a lot of old people. I have a lot of friends that's still around that I can have some conversations with. They're not there, and what it does though, it creates opportunities to meet some new friends. So,
yeah, I have a friend who we had a party, and you buy a table by 8 people.
mm-hmm.
And he hadn't had for the last couple of years. He said all the 8 he used to invite are dead. So he doesn't have tables anymore.
Mm-hmm.
All are dead.
Yeah, and that's an eerie feeling to have.
Yeah.
That's an eerie feeling to have, okay.
We had a group that met from my high school group.
Right, I know. I was working at one of the functions a couple of years ago.
About 16 of us used to meet on a weekly basis, monthly basis.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many people at the last get-together we had?
No.
There were 5 of us.
What?
5 of us.
Well, I know one of those people is Reverend Larry Brown. Okay, he's still around also. I talk to him on a regular basis.
Yeah, I got called there. Larry wasn't doing too well for a while.
No, he's not. No, he's on kidney dialysis right now. You know, and he and I talk, you know, on a regular basis. You know, I'm happy to say. You know, and he's still strong, but right now he's still waiting on that kidney.
Yeah, he and I, you know, he was in my wedding.
Okay.
And I was engaged to his sister.
Right.
Yeah, we were
Right.
engaged.
No. He speaks very highly of you. Okay.
Yeah, Larry and I have been a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But he and his family, you know, I still talk to his sister, Shirley. I still see her.
I talked to Shirley. Yeah, sure. Matter of fact, his daughter, okay, was voted Educator of the Year out in Wichita, Kansas. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Yeah, it's been a while ago.
It's been a couple of years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Of all the, you know, people in the country, you know, somebody from St. Louis, okay, was blessed. They use that word blessed, okay. You know, of all the educators, superintendents in the country, but again, she had to go to Kansas, okay. As a matter of fact, who would have thought in Kansas, okay, a black woman would get that recognition?
Well, you never know.
You never know.
You never know. Where Larry was always bright and smart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's very bright.
Mm-hmm.
I got to call and see how he's doing. I need to call and check on him.
Well, yeah.
About a month ago, I was on the phone with his sister, though.
Mm-hmm.
Larry he was listening in, too.
Mm-hmm.
Surely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That she works over at the August newspaper, and she does it, you know, work on some of the music stuff over there.
Yeah, her boyfriend was killed by one of my in-laws.
Oh, what happened?
He shot him. They were arguing over a dance. Coming out of dance. We were years ago. He was married, shouldn't have been arguing. Because Larry came to work, he said, Andrew had shot Fletcher. That was her boyfriend. And Shirley had never been involved with anybody since.
Wow, yeah, right. She's still, you know, right, single. Yes, she is. With her name Shirley Brown, I know you have a famous name, you know, but I do know your brother, okay, so I knew you're not that Shirley Brown. And in fact, all that whole family was all a group of entrepreneurs.
Brother Jerry was always into something.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, Jerry was on the shyster side.
Well, I was about to say, you know, he had a lot of restaurants. You know, he had a fish market over on Goodfellow. He had squirrels hanging out and rabbits. But people were buying them though.
Oh yeah.
No, people couldn't. You couldn't find them no place else but going by his place over there. You know, but he was always, like I said, you know, entrepreneur spirit. You know, and right, that whole family was. You know, man.
Yeah, that's something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I remember now. Oh.
Yeah.
Larry was a good friend.
Mm-hmm.
Good friend.
Oh no, he's a matter of fact, he's been a guest on the program a couple of months ago. You know, and we talked about some of the things that he had done, okay, that I wasn't aware of. You know what I'm saying? But one of the things, you know, he's like I told him, he's the godfather of cable in St. Louis because the friendship he had out in St. Louis.
You know, he used to own one of those big houses on Lindo.
I know. I remember it very well. Okay, it's the house that Wayman Smith,
right?
They had there. So I used to go out there and meet with him out there, right at the cul-de-sac there. And you go up into what's that skeeter there? Yes, sir. I do remember that.
He had limousine service.
Yes, he did. I think we had got in the funeral home business almost. I think.
Right, yeah, where Moonrise Hotel is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, he also was with work that also and helping get them funded and get them going also. I mean, Larry, just tell some of the things he was doing, okay, for, investments and stuff like that. That's why I rely on him a lot, okay, when I, need advice on stuff, okay. And I'm happy to say he's a good standing member with the Wright Chamber of Commerce. That he helped mentor a lot of our members. They need advice on certain things that I can say, hold on a second, and get Mr. Brown on the telephone. Reverend Brown, I take it back, Reverend Brown.
Yeah, I got to call Larry, see how he's doing.
Yes, sir. Well, if you don't have the number of Reverend, I can send it to you. Well, you don't text, but I know you got. By knowing you, okay, you got the bill because you keep meticulous notes that I know already, Dr. Wright. That you know where you put what you put for the time that you need. Am I right, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That much I do know about you, and I'm just honored, okay, that we met some years ago, okay, and that you've been a blessing to me, okay, in a whole lot of ways.
Well, yeah, I try to be example.
Well, you
try to live a good life.
You have been a good example.
Try to live a good life and try to help when I can, and not hustling folks, and try to help when I can.
Well, that's one of the things, okay, but you haven't on this program that we have here on Lunch with the Wright Chamber of Commerce is about sharing your experiences, okay, of all the things that you have done, that people know there's hope, that the thing that you have mentioned today, okay, this too shall pass. We're going through worse, as you keep saying.
We're going to make it.
We're going to make it.
We're going to make it.
The late Curtis Mayfield, we're going to make it.
Yeah, we're going to make it.
And right now, and I just continue here, resonating in my mind what you keep saying, and like I said, I look up to you at 86, I'm 77. That's where I'm trying to get to, where you are.
You're going to get there.
Oh, I know it. I got faith.
You're going to get there.
Mm-hmm. I have no doubt about that.
Keep your eye on the prize.
You know something, Dr. Wright, that's the thing that people, when they don't have any hope, or they don't have any goals, or things that they want to do in life, things they want to make a difference in, and that's the thing that I never forget. When I retired from the city, I got a proclamation, and one of the aldermen they got up, Frank, what's his name? Frank, he's over the 26th ward, over there, Williamson. He said, the one thing that as I watched Ira through his career, wherever he went, he effected change wherever he went. That wherever he went, when he left, things were better than they were before he got there. And that was something that I keep in my mind today is proud of, okay, that motivates me now to continue to say that my vision that God's given me, that it will take place.
You're going to make it.
And we have, like I said, Dr. Wright, we have made it, okay. In fact, right now, what kind of work is your son doing?
Well, I have two teaching and one for UPS.
Okay.
Two of them got their doctorate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One's teaching got their doctorate.
Mm-hmm.
One of them's writing a book. He's on his second book now.
Okay.
And the other one's entrepreneur with some things to help back pain and stuff.
Mm-hmm. But see, that's because in your case, they had high expectations, okay, because they want to do better than you than what you're doing. And
My mother pushed me to go to college. She did that. My wife pushed for my kids, make sure my kids went to school. I was making money trying to provide income for us, but she pushed for the education. She pushed me too.
Yeah, I bet she did.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that the other Lyles talked about today, about having a good wife, okay?
Oh yeah.
How it makes all the difference in the world.
Stay away from the hood rats.
Well,
Listen, what advice you tell kids? Stay away from the hood rats.
yeah, because they want to bring you down.
They don't have any. They don't know where they want to go.
No, and they want company.
Stay away from the hood rats. Whatever you do. I said that on the program, but somebody started laughing. What advice you give? Stay away from hood rats.
But it's the truth.
Stay away from the hood rats.
Yeah, because the hood rats, got a mission, okay, to bring somebody down with them. Misery love company.
They don't even know where they're going. They don't know they're going down or up.
I know.
They tread in water,
Okay, let me ask you a question, okay. Define what is a hood rat.
Hood rat.
Okay, come on.
There's someone who really doesn't have any ambition and who living for the moment. It's like the guy, when the guy died, he lost it, he got to heaven, he had his wings and he was messing around in heaven. He was sitting on the curb without any wings. And he smiled on his face. He said, I just said, man, you ought to be miserable with no wings. He said, just smiled. But I was a flying son of a bitch when I had him. And that's who the hood rats are. They ain't going anywhere, but they're happy, They burned out. The only thing they can look back and say, but I had a good time.
Yeah, and they had no ambition to go.
No, I had a good time. I've seen folks, poets, church mice, but they said I had a good time coming up though. Got that bottle in their hand and.
I've heard that, and people look at me and say, you still doing? Yeah, I'm not through yet. No, I'm not through yet. I got things to do.
They got that bottle in one hand and smile on their face, sleeping in the basement of their mother's house.
Yeah.
Not going anywhere.
And they're content.
Happy, yes.
Happy as my stuff. I was happy to sit in the YMCA.
I got what song go? I got nothing. Nothing got plenty of me.
Say it again.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Nothing got plenty of me.
Yeah.
See, Dr. Wright, I'm going to use this when I be talking to people. Okay, one thing, I do motivate people. I try to, share things with them, okay, what I learned from people like yourself, but the hood rat is a good one, okay, and Phoenix just said, I ain't got nothing but nothing got plenty of me. That's a good one. That's a good one there, okay.
Happy a lot.
Yeah, having to sit in the YMCA. And don't have any intention. I want to do better.
I had a cousin who was talking about the sisters at the prison. And I have to remember, people tell me for years why, but now he was talking about prison. But I got to remember, in my family, I got family members now who got positions in one of the prisons in Georgia. So this family, they down in the prison in Georgia. Because I have nobody grew up, nobody talked about the prisons. Now they talking about the happy sisters in prison. So, I hadn't heard that before. Last week, some couples we were talking about the prison. Prison?
Right, you know something, Bishop. I mean, Dr. Frank. Why don't you address young men with their pants hanging down, how they got started?
Oh,
4 minutes,
I heard
Mr.
that.
Ira.
Okay, so I think I said, go ahead.
No, I heard that. Sissies, but it's, it's, people, but homosexuals, I can't be too hard. I mean, it's just,
So I had a
some of them are very bright. I had a homosexual from my college advisor, very bright man.
Oh yeah, you got some that are actually immaculate.
And the reason I got a doctorate, a PhD rather than EDD, because he said, "Why you take when I was gonna get an EDD? Why you take the easy way out? Why you take the easy way out? Do a lot of extra work." And I found out there's a big difference. If you got a PhD, that's the only, same as you, that's the only degree that you are escorted across the stage.
Okay.
You're escorted across. And your advisor put your hood on.
Wow, okay.
So I didn't know that.
I didn't know that neither.
And so I was escorted across the stage.
Well, now I know that, and I can tell people that.
Yeah, it's the highest award they give at the university. And, but no, you're treated differently.
Well, Dr. Wright, I got to tell you that the clock on the wall, when we had these conversations, time just flies.
Okay, yes, and so I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna get me a shower. I got a call from my girlfriend. It's something. 86 years old, my girlfriend. Can you believe that?
That's okay.
Can you believe that?
Yes, I do.
Said we invited to a gala. What? When? Tonight? I got. What do you mean tonight? Where are you putting that? I got a call saying you come to the gala. I said, I don't know nothing about gala. She said, I don't know nothing about it. She said, I told you 2 months ago.
Uh-oh.
She probably told me why I couldn't write it down.
I was about to say you didn't write it down.
She was she said that's what somebody told her. And so it's over in St. Charles. I said, what? Oh my goodness. I said, why are you putting this stress on me?
Well,
It's stressing me out. I got to stress you out with me. So
I like that. Well, Dr. Wright, I want to thank you so much for spending the time with us, okay?
Okay, well, you take care.
And I'm looking forward to it. Sometime in the future, you'll be back, okay?
Okay, well, you take care now.
And keep motivating us. And again, have a good time at the gala tonight.
Listen, don't do anything I wouldn't do. If you do, please be careful.
I'm going to use that too. Okay. I love you, brother. Thank you so much,
Take care,
Dr. Wright. Life is going to be safe. Bye-bye.
Take care, man.
Well, Scott, that was the interesting talk we had with him every time we have him on the program.
Absolutely.
86 years old and going to the gator with a girlfriend.
I think it's impressive he has a girlfriend.
You're right. But Scott, it's our friends that we have on this program, okay, that's motivated to somebody, a younger person saying that life is over with, but he gets proved that life ain't over with at 67 years old.
There you go.
80 years old, 86, you got a date and going to the gala.
There you go.
But Scott, I want to thank you for joining us so much, okay, and I want you to have a good time next week. Where you going turkey hunting? No. Next week we're going to have a show. The week after.
The week after. That's right. We got Mr. A good gentleman friend of mine. I won't tell you in advance, but he's running for state rep out in out in Ferguson area. So, but thank you. But on that note, Scott, thank you so much, brother, for doing what you do. Listen along to the Missouri Chamber of Commerce. We'll be joined shortly in the future with Ms. Busby and Chuck DuBois, and Ed Allows is back. My name is Ira, folks. Thank you for joining along to meet Missouri Chamber of Commerce on a beautiful Saturday. Have a beautiful weekend. Be safe. Love you, and life is good.